Barack Obama once said that the future belongs to young children with an education and an imagination to create. When I went to public school in Minnesota, I was able to learn how to play the violin, be a part of art club, sing in choirs, and perform in musicals. But after I moved down to Florida, the only thing that awaited me was marching band and football. It's no secret that the arts are the first to go whenever public funding becomes scarce. So it is our job to realize their importance and to make it our first priority to emphasize them in children's education. Today I will be discussing the importance of the arts by first talking about just how severe the cuts have been in recent years, how important they are for contributing to brain functionality for students, and how they can help them achieve academic achievement in other subjects. So let's begin by discussing just how much funding has decreased in recent years within public schools and how the arts are the first to be negatively affected. In recent years, it has become evident that the availability of music and visual arts programs are abruptly declining. Not only are these programs becoming rarer and rarer, but the general education requirement for graduation is also slowly disappearing. According to Cameron Brenchley in his article, ED releases new report on arts education in U.S. public schools, published by the U.S. Department of Education. The percentage of schools offering theater and dance programs went from 20% 10 years ago to only 4% and 3% in recent years. Also according to Brenchley, at more than 40% of secondary schools, coursework in the arts was no longer required for graduation. The equity gap also plays a huge role in which students are given opportunities to pursue these creative enrichment experiences. Brenchley also states that affluent, lower poverty schools offer more artistic programs than those schools that have higher poverty due to private and more federal funding. So therefore, students who are more economically disadvantaged are unable to receive the same opportunities as those that come from advantageous socioeconomic backgrounds. So that now that we know just how severe the problem is, let's take a closer look at just how important the arts are in developing students' brain functionality. So arts instruction is crucial for developing the cognitive, social, and emotional parts within the brain. In the early years of a childhood's development, neural connections are being produced at a rapid rate, and arts engage several parts of the brain, allowing for successful learning. According to Sousa David in his article, How the Arts Develop the Young Brain, published by the American Association of School Administrators, several cortexes of the brain are engaged whenever children participate in finger painting and drawing. Whenever they dance, their motor skills are also developed in the process. Music listening has a huge influence on intellectual growth as well. The Mozart effect has been studied in young infants where whenever they listen to a Mozart sonata, their IQ actually is enhanced because music stimulates different parts of the brain. IQ can actually be measured through EEG readings, brain coherence, which are connections found along sections of the brain, and correlations between music and intelligence. Exposure to the arts can develop long-lasting positive effects within the brain as well. According to Eric Jensen in his book, Arts with the Brain in Mind, published by the ASSN for Supervision and Curriculum, he states that the arts don't really follow a traditional level of assessment, since the benefits that come from the arts, such as complex brain neurological development, actually arises over longer periods of time, and thus it is more difficult to measure. However, arts instruction has been proven to increase a student's retention skills, heighten their levels of confidence, and also increase their independent thinking skills. So after we've taken a look at just how much our programs have been cut in recent years, and how important they are for cognitive development, let's look at some more benefits, such as student academic achievement in other subjects. So having students participate in the arts can actually boost their progress in other subjects within their general education. They're more likely to be high achievers than those who do not participate in the arts. According to American for the Arts staff, in their article, Improved Academic Performance for Students with High Levels of Arts Involvement, published by the NEA Office of Research and Analysis, students who dedicate 6 or more hours a week to music are 4 times more likely to be recognized for national and academic achievement. A study also took 25,000 art students, and they found a correlation between increased academic performance, higher standardized test scores, higher levels of community service, and lower dropout rates. So skills obtained through the arts can also allow students to master other subjects, such as math and reading. According to Sandra S. Rupert in her book, Critical Evidence, How the Arts Benefit Student Achievement, published by the National Assembly of States Arts Agencies, she says that colorful involvement in music allows students to get the skill of precise counting and subdividing, enabling them to become more proficient at math. Basically, music encompasses proportions, patterns, ratios, and other math functions. So therefore, students who have this essence of participation have a higher chance of getting increased scores on standardized tests such as the SAT. Rupert also states that drama is highly effective for literary skills through acting. A recent study found that the development of literary skills among pre-kindergarten students was fostered when they were actually allowed to act out their favorite stories. So now you are all aware of the issue that's currently facing our nation of cutting these artistic programs, just how important they are for cognitive development and how useful they are for contributing to other subjects within general education. So when arts programs leave schools, what a lot of us don't realize is a lot of value is lost in the process. And thus we need to make it our priority to emphasize their importance within education and to make sure that they are no longer lost. Barack Obama was one individual who believed in a future that was in the hands of young children with an education and an imagination to create. Therefore, it is also our job to stand behind these younger generations and to give them the opportunities, the artistic opportunities, to dream up the most colorfully painted future. Thank you.
Yay!